Okay, so it is Monday, which means it is time for another beginning of a weekly vlog. This is day one of the final week of July, and can you believe it? We're about to go into August. I can't believe it myself, personally. But let's get on to what I've been reading. So, I will talk to you about the bands of mourning first. So, I made a decision a little earlier today, and that decision is that I want this book to last a little longer. So instead of finishing it today, I decided to divide it into three and finish it off on Wednesday. And I'm happy with that decision because it gives me more time to close out this series that I love so much. In December, I am looking, even though I know it's a while away, I've been thinking this for months. I'm thinking I'm going to do some rereads, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to put The Final Empire, the first book in the Mistborn series, onto my December reread TBR. But anyway, where am I up to? I am there, which is chapter 26, page 372. It's been a really good experience, but we're really starting to wind down now, and I'm really happy about that. Something very exciting has just happened. So I don't want to say too much, but I'll just say we stepped into a room, and it's very exciting. So we'll leave that there for the moment, and so I will be reading this for another couple of days. Yeah. Want to hold on to this series that has given me so much. Thank you, Brandon Sanderson. So much love for you. Now let's talk Last Sacrifice by Rochelle Mead. Speaking of last, it is the last book in the Vampire Academy series. I said at the end of my my wrap-up, my weekend... my end of week wrap up, there we go, my end of week wrap up video, that I was not where I wanted to be. I wanted to be up to page 100. I wasn't there, but that I would catch up, and I wanted to get up to page 200 by the end of today. I'm there, which is chapter 13, page 209, so I have caught up, and I'm really enjoying this. There is a questing trope, kind of a questing trope in this book, which you guys know that I'm not a fan of questing tropes, but in saying that, I am loving this book. So far, Rochelle Mead has not let me down, and it's been really good. So I can't say much again because of spoilers, but I will just say that we're currently staying with these people, these all different types of people, place, for a reason. Our protagonist can't be where her friends are at the moment, so she has to be somewhere else. And it's been really good. I love the magic system of Vampire Academy. There are a lot of things I like about Vampire Academy, but I particularly love the magic system. And I can say this without it being a spoiler. The magical ability that Adrian Ivashkov has, I love, particularly in this situation. It's just, I can't say more than that without giving away spoilers, but it's been really, really good. We've also had a very interesting moment with another character, Victor Dashkov, which was also very interesting, and some ideas have come up with these characters have come up with some ideas, and wow, I love it. I am so excited, I'm so on board, and I can't wait to read my next 100 pages tomorrow. But that is where I'm going to leave it. I don't want to go over 5 minutes, so let's quickly do this. So, Bands of Mourning, doing really well. Going to keep reading it for 2 more days, so we'll talk more tomorrow. And Last Sacrifice, hoping to get up to page 300 tomorrow. So there we go, my last 2 books for the month. I'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday, is the next time that you'll see me. Until then, mwah, see you on Tuesday. Bye. So, it's Tuesday, which means it's time to update you guys on what I have been reading, we are so close to August, and I'm getting really excited because I can update you guys on this, doing daily vlogs. Excuse me. I have locked in my August TBR. Can't wait to show you guys. And so you'll be getting that video very, very soon. I think on Thursday you'll get that video. But let's get on to what I've been reading. Starting off with Last Sacrifice. Okay, so I am there, which is chapter 19. I'm trying to show you. Chapter 19, page 307 out of nearly 600. So I'm over halfway, and Rochelle Mead, thank you. She has really made this final book in the Vampire Academy series an ode to the series, and such a great way to close this series out. My luck with this series, or my thoughts on the series as a whole, are very mixed feelings. At least half of the books received 3 stars, where the other 2 received 5 stars, so it's been very here, there, and everywhere. But this book has just been absolutely amazing, and even if I get to a little moment where it feels like it's a lull, the lull doesn't last long at all. It's like the lull lasts for about a minute, and then boom, we're off doing something else. It's so action-packed and so good, and I nearly cried today because something happened. I'm just going to say one word, Sonia. That's all I'm going to say. And I nearly cried. So, really, really happy with how things are going with this book. On to Bands of Mourning. And this book, oh my gosh. I mean, Rochelle Mead's doing well, but Brandon Sanderson, just, I'm not going to cry. Just thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will be finishing this book tomorrow, and with it I'll be finishing off the Mistborn series as a whole. I finished off Era 1 already months ago. This is the final book at the moment for Era 2, and it will be the conclusion for me for Mistborn, my favourite series for 2020 so far. And Brandon Sanderson, oh my gosh. The first 2 books in the second era I did not enjoy, but this one has been, you guys, it's been a wild, wild ride, and I've loved every moment of it, and something just happened that, ooh, it was so good. So, man, I want to keep reading, but it's getting late and I need to stop for today. But yeah, I mean, this book is taking me back to the emotions that I was experiencing with books 1 and 2, and most of book 3. But certainly with books 1 and 2, I literally had to pry the book out of my hands to put it down. And it's the same with this one. It's just been really, really, really good. We are coming full circle, and Mr. Sanderson, you've set us up for an amazing, amazing final section for tomorrow, so I'm really excited about that. So, what's my plan for tomorrow? Well, tomorrow I will be finishing off the Bands of Mourning. I'm sorry about the glare. The Bands of Mourning, the final book in the Mistborn series. And as for Vampire Academy, I'm planning to get to page 400. Out of 600 or 494 or 496, something like that. But I'm planning to get up to page 400 with this one. So really close to ending these 2 series that have carried me through pretty much from the beginning of this channel to this point. So it's going to be a very sad moment tomorrow, letting go of this one, and a couple of days later letting go of this one. But that's where we're at today. I'll see you again on Wednesday. Okay, so it is Wednesday, which means we are 2 days away from the end of the month, which means it's time to update you guys on what I've been reading. We're going to start with Bands of Mourning. I just finished this, like 5 minutes ago, and Something I need to update you guys about that I found out last night, not too long after I had already recorded my vlog for the day, was that this is actually not intended to be the final book in the series, but had I even not done that research, I would have worked it out by the time we got to the end of this book, because this book, the series doesn't conclude in any way by the end of the book. In fact, it's very obvious that there is more to come by the time we get to the end of the book. In saying that, let's talk about it. I really enjoyed my read of this book. I went into Era 2 really looking forward to reading it because the first era of Mistborn, books 1, 2, and 3 were amazing. Book 1 revolutionized reading for me, and by far and away it's my favourite book of 2020. I love all of the first era though. Going into Era 2, really excited but was really let down with the Alloy of Law, which is book 4, the first book in the second era. Then book 5 was better. So book 5 is Shadows of Self. It was better than book 4. But book 6 takes the cake. This is the first book in the second era of the Mistborn series that's going to receive 5 stars from me because I had an absolute blast reading this book. It was just a lot of fun. I think there was a lot of character growth in the book, especially for one character in particular who really didn't seem to be all that much for the first 2 books in this second era, but she really grew in this book as a character. There was a lot that happened, and it's tough to kind of just summarize it really quickly, but the title is very well put. This book revolves around the bands of mourning, and once you work out what the bands of mourning are, you see how it connects to how it kind of comes full circle. So apparently Brandon Sanderson, I just did some research last night after finding out there's another book in this series. Brandon Sanderson has written many books, but most of his adult fantasy books all linked together somehow because they're all part of what he calls the Cosmere universe. Mistborn Era 1 was meant to be the start of the timeline of the Cosmere universe, where Mistborn Era 2 is meant to be the end of the Cosmere universe. In fact, Brandon Sanderson has said that book 7, or at least the final book in Era 2, whether that is book 7, book 8, whatever it is going to be the end, the conclusion of the Cosmere universe. So it's, even though it's one series, Era 1 and Era 2, there's such a vast amount of time difference between them, especially considering Era 1 is the beginning of this universe and Era 2 is the conclusion in timeline to this universe. But I really enjoyed myself because I felt so much nostalgia for certain things that happened in this book that brought me back to book 1. And yeah, I really enjoyed myself. The conclusion, oh man, the conclusion was so good. Just amazing. And if the conclusion hints at something, which is why you know that the series isn't wrapped up with this book. But if what is being hinted in the conclusion of this book is in fact what people think it is, oh my goodness, it's going to be an amazing conclusion because I can't say anything because I don't want to spoil it, but it's going to be really, really good. Let's move on to book 6 in the Vampire Academy series, Last Sacrifice. Quickly just jumping back to Bands of Mourning, I did finish this book in case I haven't said it already, so this is the 12th book that I've read for this month. But back over to Last Sacrifice. Okay, so I am 407 pages in. I'm up to chapter 25. So this book, oh my gosh. I mean, Brandon Sanderson and Rochelle Mead have something in common with the 6th book in their series. They are both incredibly amazing. This book has been so good from page 1 all the way through till now, and I'm so proud of Rochelle Mead because I had no idea what I was going to get coming into this book, and every day I've been reading 100 pages of this book just to ensure I get through it, because it's a long book. It's about 594 or so pages, so close to 600 pages. And every 100 pages, not only is something incredibly massive occurring, like something really massive occurs in every 100 pages, but there is no real lull in this book. There's always something happening. And when we get to a point where the action with one thing kind of has to slow down for a moment because we have to wait or something like that, we're immediately jetting off to see something else that's going on somewhere else where there's a lot of action. It is completely action-packed. There is so much happening throughout this book, and I love it so much. I cannot wait to review this book. It's going to be an absolutely amazing book to review because there is just so much to talk about. So I've gone over 5 minutes in this daily update, but both of these books do deserve it. So I highly recommend picking up Bands of Mourning, but go into Bands of Mourning knowing that it is not the last book in the series at all. Brandon Sanderson's working on the next one, and we don't know when it will come out, but hopefully it will come out soon, next couple of years somewhere. We'll see how we go. And as far as what I'm reading next for Brandon Sanderson, you'll find that out sooner than you think. As far as Vampire Academy, I definitely recommend reading the series. The series was very up and down for me, but it's worth it getting to book 6 because it's just been an absolute joyride. So I'll leave that there. My plan for tomorrow is to get up to page 500 so that I'll only have 100 pages left for Friday. These are the 2 books that I spoke about today. Retiring this one, be back with this one tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye. Okay, so it's Thursday and I don't know, I'm feeling a little bit strange because this month is going to be over so soon. Today I recorded my August TBR. I mean, that shows how close we are. Tomorrow I'm going to be recording my monthly wrap-up, so I need to get through this book. And so I worked incredibly hard today to go over what I planned to read, over the amount of pages that I plan to read, because I want to have enough to read tomorrow, but only a little bit to read tomorrow, so I have enough time to read this and include it in my wrap-up. So I am there. It's very close to the end. I'm up to page 568 out of 594. So it's 2 chapters left to go. Chapter 35 out of 37. So, excuse me. So there we go. This book has been amazing. And if I could give this book more than 5 stars, I would. Without a shadow of a doubt, this is the best book in the series. And I think Rochelle Mead has done so well with how she's going about wrapping things up. And yeah, it's just been a really wonderful journey for me. So I'm excited to see how it concludes with the last 2 chapters. But the final climax has occurred, so it's literally just, well, I believe the final climax has occurred. Who knows? With Rochelle Mead, there might be time for another one, but I just highly doubt that we're getting another one. I think we're just going to have 2 chapters of really coming to the end of this series and just, yeah, slowly winding down, I guess. But it's been amazing, and the section that I read today, like every section that I've read throughout the course of this week has been really good, really action-packed, either no lulls, or if there is a lull, it's extremely short. But today's was the best one because there was so goddamn much that happened. Oh my gosh. So I'm really, really happy with Rochelle Mead's choices in the way that she's planning on wrapping this up. So many things have happened to Rose, so many things have happened to Lissa, so many things have happened in general. So a big part of this book was a whodunit, because something happened at the beginning of the book that invoked a mystery that needed to be solved, and that mystery has now been solved, and I predicted the who in the whodunit. So I'm pretty happy about that, although I do feel Rochelle Mead either made it really obvious as to who the who was, or I was just really good at solving it, so I don't know. Normally I'm not good at solving these things. So either way, I was happy that I solved it, not happy about who it was, but it does make sense. I just wish it wasn't that person. Also, something has happened with Rose. Well, actually, a couple of things have happened with Rose. So something has happened with Rose and Lissa, and something has happened with Rose, Adrian, and Dimitri. And yeah, both of those things I did not like, to be honest. I can see why Rochelle Mead went down that route, but I just, personally, I didn't like it. I appreciate it, but didn't like it. In saying that, unless these last two chapters let me down, this book will receive a rather resounding 5-star rating for me, because it was so good, and I went into this book so concerned that it was going to let me down for the final book in the series, and it hasn't. There has not been any section that has let me down. Whilst I don't always agree with all of Rochelle Mead's choices, I have enjoyed myself throughout this entire book. And yeah, it's kind of sad that I'm finishing it off tomorrow. So depending upon how I go tomorrow, which will be the beginning of my end of week vlog, which I'm really starting to think that maybe after my end of week vlog, so my next, the one that's coming, I think I'm just going to do weekly vlogs from now on, because since I'm doing these mini clips every day, I might as well just do them Monday through to Sunday. So I'll see if that's what I end up doing, but I'm certainly strongly considering just having one weekly vlog. But anyway, we'll see how we go. I'm very excited, but my point is that I'm going to be finishing this off tomorrow, but there's not a lot of pages there. So if I finish this and want to read some more, I will pick up the first book from my August TBR and read a little bit of that to prepare myself for Saturday, my first official day that I'm meant to be reading that book. But if you haven't checked out my August TBR, it should be available for you now, because I am scheduling that video to come out before this one, but I will leave that there. So this is the end of our midweek vlog. I this week read this and the Bands of Mourning, and I don't know if I read anything else this week, but yeah, I enjoyed both of them a lot. And I hope you enjoy the TBR, the August TBR, and tomorrow I hope you enjoy the monthly wrap-up, where this book will definitely be featured. So I'm going to leave that there and let you guys go. Peace, blessings, and so much love. I post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'll see you again soon. Mwah. Thanks for watching, and happy reading. Bye, guys. Bye.